Hey guys, it's KOKOStern with Concept Hunter. Today we have 3 games that are weird or cool, or should I say freaky in a way, visual experiences and out-of-the-box thinking more so than anything else. We got 3 games, so let's get started. And the first one is Ending. This is a straight-up puzzler that I really enjoy, of the kind that I really enjoy. And so we're going to just start out with 0-0, so the first level of the day. As you can hear, there's no music whatsoever, so it's just, you just move around, and if you go into somewhere that you can't, it doesn't let you. These things I can destroy. As you can see, I have 41 moves right now, and I can, if I reach 0, I'll obviously lose. If I destroy something, I get more moves, and other than that, you reach the exit and you're done. So far, there's nothing that could kill me. And now that you're already seeing that there's an X, there's a red X, you can actually turn this off. Especially, and it helps especially in cases where you have, new stuff coming in, and we'll talk about progression in a second. But if I'll go to the right, I'll die. I'm going to pull out the reds because it's pretty damn useful. Yes, let's go. Let's get straight into it. I can destroy them, and that's the way I move on to the exit. That's pretty simple. Now we have things that actually move in a turn-based fashion. So we started out with just things that were there, and just, you can't walk there. You have to go around or destroy them first. And now we have things that move. It's turn-based in a way that I move, then everything else moves. I move, everything else moves. So this time I have to think just a little bit. These things are the basic enemies, I'd say. What they can do is rotate wherever they need to, and if they reach me, they can kill me only in one direction. And further on, what's really amazing about this game, one of the things that I love the most, and as you can see that was a mistake, I need to go here, then I can destroy this one, then I can't destroy one of them because the second one will kill me, I have to move in, and this way I finish the level. The progression in this game is what makes it amazing. There are a ton of levels. There's actually 60 levels, I believe, and they get progressively more and more difficult. And at the end point, along the side of, let's actually look at the, I actually want to show you, you know what, let's finish this level first. As you can see, now we have something that creates new units. So that exists as well. And if I'll take a look at everything, there are actually, this is 20 more, and then an additional 20. There's 60 levels here. The ones with the little brackets, it means that I didn't finish them, so I finished almost everything. These ones are just damn hard for me. And there's so much innovation. There's so much progression to go through. We saw things that are stationary and kill you if you walk into them. Then things that move and have only one direction, but they can switch and move and turn when they want to. There are things that kill you and can walk in any direction at any time. There are things that only push you and don't kill you, but if they push you up against the wall, they can kill you. There are factories, I'd call them, that create other units, and they can create all sorts of units. There are units that you cannot destroy. There are units that explode when you destroy them, and with that destroy others. There's so much progression, so much thought, and they introduce something new, and then they throw difficulty at it. And there are things that you really need to just sit and think, as it is turn-based puzzle. And I really like turn-based puzzle. I'm just going to jump in a random level. And I believe what happens is that this one moves and will push me. It just pushes me. And this one will push me only if I get close to it. So the right one chases after me. And this one, now it destroyed me. The right one chases after me. And this one, the bottom left one, the one that's hiding the exit, will only move if I go near it. So I'm gonna try and do... No, if I move left, I'll die because they'll squish me between them. Do this, and I should be in the clear. Yeah, I am. There you go. And you just keep on, it keeps you on your toes, you keep thinking. In this instance, we have the ones that are normal that we know, and the ones that can move in any direction. I'm going to do this, and now do this. It's going to move in this direction. Then this one will probably kill me. No, they got me in both directions. And it really keeps you on your toes. There's wonderful progression. There's 60 levels, so there's tons of content. They keep on, what really is amazing is the progression. I've said progression about 15 times so far. There's just more and more and more, and I usually expect just a couple of basic things and then you just expand on them. But this game keeps on throwing me to the loop, keeps on throwing me more things and more little clever addendums, such as they only push you and they only move if you get close to them, and they chase you or they don't chase you, or there's things that explode and do damage in an AoE. And I just really, really enjoyed it. I'm eventually going to come back and try and finish all the levels that are just really difficult. But it's just a wonderful puzzler, and I love it. That's why I'm showing you. It's called Ending. Let's move on to game number 2. Now, game number 2 is called Simian Interface. And it is more so than anything else a visual experience. It has a couple of bugs, so I hope it'll actually work the first time. Intracranial modem connected, access level participant, dopamine level I press in order to move it ahead. And I already finished a couple of levels, but we're going to start at mode A. It's a visual experience more so than anything else, but it's sort of a puzzler. I want to say that it's a puzzler. User login, Steam probe charging, and a Simian interface. So apparently it's the monkey's trying to do something. It's running an experiment. And as you can see, all I do is move the mouse. And that way I get these two brackets closer, they fill in each other, and I pass this level. And it's pretty easy for starters. It's pretty damn easy. Here I get something from off-screen, so off-screen also plays into it. And here I have to think about horizontally and vertically. And then I get it exactly there. I can't really lose in any way, but it's just, sometimes it gets a little bit difficult. But it is pretty easy, to be honest. It's pretty easy, and it's more of a visual experience than anything else. Come on, there you go. It's more of a visual experience than anything else. And I have to say, it gets freaky. It gets crazy weird, and they play with colors and all kinds of things. Remember, I'm playing a simian, an ape, and so my reward is a banana, which is pretty cute. And we're gonna go into mode B and check out some other stuff. I like the fact that it's really quick. It just works. It has this rinse subroutine something. There's something red, so apparently there are errors, and eventually we'll get into freakier and freakier as we get close to the motherboard or whatever it may be. And now we have spinning things, and we move the bracket into the white square, and there's really starting to play with pretty much everything visually you can think about. Here it grows and changes until it goes in, and now we have 3 of them shaped like diamonds, and now we want to find... there you go. And it's so quick, it's so fun that you just keep on playing it. Now, only thing that makes sense is have everything symmetrical. So that's it, I finished an act. It's very short, as you can see. I'm already past 2 complete levels. There aren't too many more of them. But it gets freaky, and it's such a beautiful visual experience. It's so interesting the way that they keep on doing different things. And now we're going to start seeing colors, I believe. As you can see, so far we've played with shapes, and just shapes basically, and expanding them. Now we have colors. Remember, if you put all the colors in, they become white, which works. And there's all kinds of things. Red plus green is also yellow, so that works. And now we want to have everything exactly in the middle. It's such a weird visual experience that I simply enjoy. There you go, everything is red perfectly. And now we're gonna try and there you go. I could just keep on playing this, random cat appearing in the middle. I could just keep on playing this because it's really that much fun. But I just wanted to show it as a visual experience that's very unique. And I have to say that I really enjoyed the game. It's incredibly short. As you can see, I just finished like 3 levels in about 30 seconds, but really unique visual experience. I'm interested in seeing more of this and maybe try and actually make it into a proper game, because the gaming elements here are very, very minimal. I mean, it's not difficult, it's not anything, you just complete it, and it's just finding the correct spot on the screen where the mouse is, and then when it works and the things come together. So that's Simian Interface, and the last game that I have for you today is called Mechanic Watermelon. It's HTML5 game, so you don't see my mouse. As you can see, I'm trying putting it in, but no, you don't see my mouse. I skipped the reading because the story isn't that... It adds to the dystopian atmosphere, in a way, but basically it's the typical thing of having, you know, there's machines everywhere, and what he says at the end is, I hacked my watermelon, and the machines are trying to stop me. And that's about it. And then you're just flung into a platformer. As you can see, I stopped here because it was too damn difficult. I also have these points, which I'm not sure what means, but I'm guessing it's sort of stars or how fast you complete the level, as there is times or how many deaths you get. We're going to start with the beginning and see that I'm basically this guy and I'm jumping. And we have to say the first two things that we want to look for in platformers. The first thing is that jumping is with the space key. If you're familiar with me, I hate that. That's just why, I mean, I'm fine with having the space key, but why the hell the up key doesn't work on the actual arrows, as you can hear me pressing it incessantly and it doing nothing. There's no reason. Space key is not comfortable. Why would I need two hands in order to play this? I want to just use one. It's much more comfortable, much more intuitive. And keep space, but just allow up to also be the jump button. It's really takes away from the experience in a sense. And one of the big ways that it takes away from the experience is in terms of control. And this game, the jump is kinda terrible. It is very small, and though it is required to do precise jumping in specific instances, and with the space being such a bad key for precise things, it's just, it feels bad for me. Now, for now, we're starting with the basic stuff, and of you know, there's just platforming that moves and stuff like that. And now, this thing, it kills me if I jump on top of it. It becomes red. Now, I have no way of knowing that it's red. You'd initially think, as do, it makes the most sense, as do I, that the little dots, the red, green, and blue dots that are on each square, means if it will tell me if it's hostile or not, or what it does. That's not the case. It's kind of weird to have it, and you'd expect it to be meaningful, but it isn't, which is kind of weird. And now this doesn't work, so I'm going to go left, this goes up, and then I can make the long jump and reach the ending, which is just the ending. And here we start with what the hell is happening, why is this so screwed up? So I'm just going to move to the right, I'm going to die. Okay, let's jump ahead and try, nope, that doesn't work. So move over here, and I'm going to try and jump to this one, makes sense, and then jump to this one, nope, red. And then you start from the beginning, and you have to try again. And this is straight up trial and error. There's nothing else other than just trial and error here. And I get it, that's the vibe of the game, but I'm not sure that I love it. It's just kind of weird that nothing really, that you just have to remember everything. It adds another volume to the game in a way that you have to remember what you're doing. But I'm not sure that I love it. I'm really not sure that I love it. I'm going to try and jump to the last one, but I'm not sure if it's actually possible. And aside from the things that you have to remember, what the game does that's really wonderful is play with you and play with your conceptions. Because right now, I've tried pretty much every one. I can't reach the last one. And then you ask yourself, what do I do? The only option that you have left after you scratch your head for a little bit is fall down. And then you find that there's actually more here, and this is how you finish the level. And this is just one of the ways that the game plays with you, and that's something that I really have to commend. It's done wonderfully. There are places where you just, oh, that tiny little thing over there is just supposed to do like this, and oh, it's clever. And it has that moment of realization that, wow, that's really cool. And it's also excessively difficult. I mean, right here, I've actually, remember, I've gone through these levels. What I need to do is push this one, jump here, jump to the left, and then get down. And I managed to do that on the first try, which is remarkable because I'm not that amazing at platformers, but this is a pretty difficult level. And what's going to happen here is that these ones are blocks that disappear. I have to jump over no, it waited too long. I have to jump over and get to here, get to the end, jump over the missiles, who are apparently now here, and now I jump over these things. Notice that I'm doing just a small jump, because if I'll do the maximum jump that I'm capable of doing, I'll hit the top, and then that'll kill me. I'll reach the upper, the ceiling here, and that will kill me. So it's a lot of precision. Here we have these tiny little things, and there's just, I'm surprised that I'm doing so well. Here you have to do the most precise of jumps, and this is really where the game loses a lot of focus. You have to go through these two areas, and then you reach this point where you're resting. So it's kind of like 3 challenges. Whatever you have in a platformer where you just stand in and rest, and you can just think ahead, not that you need to think in most cases, but you just stop and think, then that's a different challenge. You have 1 challenge, 2 challenges, 3 challenges. This level, as you can see, there were 3 levels, 3, parts of it, and this one is the most difficult one. It's at the end, and if I screw this up, I'm going to start at the bottom. Now that's fine, you don't really have to have checkpoints at everything, especially when the levels are relatively short. But later on, this game gets so incredibly difficult that it's frustrating as hell. And I'm gonna miss this probably. You need to, maximum jump will, as you can see, it'll reach the top and I'll die. And a minimum jump, I have to do really in the middle. And with the space and with the fact that the jump is so tiny, it's gonna be a really difficult and annoying jump. And then you just have to do this whole thing again. And remember which ones are red. I'm actually hitting only the blue ones, so no, too big of a jump. As you can see, there are ones that will straight up kill me. And it's just pretty incessively difficult, and the controls, they're just, I love difficulty, I really do. The controls need to be better. And another point that I can't quite show you right here, maybe I can try and show you, that happened to me later on, is just that. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'm pressing the right button, and after I die, and for some reason I also managed to pass that middle one, which is just weird, so there's a little bit of bugs. What happens sometimes that after you die, you expect to continue moving immediately, and there are levels that you have to start moving very quickly at the beginning. And I press the button and I expect it to just start moving immediately, but it holds for a second and then moves. And that second is the cause for so many deaths. I'm gonna press escape, and I think it was the last level where I got stuck. It might actually be true. No, actually, I managed to pass it at the end. I can't exactly remember what was the level that was so difficult. But as you can see, there are different terrains. And you just reach a point where there's so many different things coming up. I just want to show you how many random things, such as plants that are very specific areas and things like that. If you get stuck at that 1 second at the beginning of the level, you get screwed. Because you have to move from the first millisecond of the level in order to pass it. And when I reached that level, I died so many times that eventually I just said, screw this, I can't play it anymore, and I just left the game. I did come back to it afterwards because I really wanted to finish it, and I'm a sucker for platformers, but when that happens, when you need such precision, and the controls screw up and there's a tiny little bugs, it takes so much out of the game. And this one, with the great thoughts that they have, with the great little areas where they screw with you, such as you just need to drop at the bottom at the start instead of jumping to the right, and so many other things that they do, really wonderful. So there's a lot to work here, but there's a lot of good here. And we're going to give credit where credit is due. I'm going to try and read the designers. It's going to be hard today. Ending is by ST33D. Simian interface is by FaberIQ, F-A-B-R-I-Q, and Mechanic Watermelon is by TD2TL. That's the names. So, wow, it's a long episode of Concept Hunter. I hope you had fun. Go try out these really, really weird games. And yeah, that's it for me. Please subscribe if you like my stuff. I release Concept Hunter once every Tuesday. And I'll see you guys next time. Laters.